Hey guys, today we have a Natasha Denona update sneak peek. Oh my goodness, something is coming out video. So I had my internet detectives emailing me. Actually, I'm sitting on a pillow. Why am I sitting on a pillow? Okay. I had my internet detectives all over my Instagram this weekend. I keep getting the ding, 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 dings, and it's because they have found something. They have found something. It looks like a brand new release is coming out from Miss Natasha Denona, and I'm actually pretty shocked because we just finished getting my all-time favorite palette to just release, the I Need a Nude. Oh my goodness, do I love that palette. Okay, if you guys want to get that palette, I highly recommend it. I'm going to have it linked in my bio. I also have a discount code with Natasha Denona. It's CRB15. You get 15% off of her website. Buy that palette. You will not regret buying that palette, okay? But that's not what this video is about. This video is about another alleged palette that might come out. I'm so stoked though. So, can you guys tell from my eyes? I want to comment right now. Can you guys tell from my eyes what palette I used today? Right now, just comment, okay? And if you guessed the mini Xenon, you are absolutely correct. My eye look is mini Xenon. I did this really beautiful, fun eye look. I will have it up on Instagram. Most likely it's already up. So if you want to see how I did this, I'll have it over there. But why am I wearing mini Xenon? What is it about mini Xenon? Could it be that allegedly there's another palette coming out based off of this palette? You know how the minis, usually she mimics them into middies, like this size, you know, like this is the palette I was just raving about, the I Need a Nude. Oh my God, I love this palette. I've used this every single day. But anyways, it's like, imagine like a midi version of Xenon. Is that something that's coming? Allegedly, there's going to be a mini Xenon. Okay? So if my internet detectives are correct, we are going to be seeing a very smoky, silver, gray, grungy eyeshadow palette that's going to be perfect for the holiday season. I'm actually envisioning very smoky eyes, very 90s, grays. I saw something that looks a little bit like color changing, shifty shades like trio chrome, but not really, like dual chrome probably, from pinks to gray, and then maybe some like bluish tinted shifty shades. I think that it looks really neat. I'm gonna say for me, I usually don't love using gray to do smoky eyes. I like to do it with browns because my skin tone is so warm. However, for some reason, every time I use this to do a smoky eye, I kind of really love the eye look. Like today, I'm kind of like, wow, Christina, I like this smoky eye. And when I take photos of it, I'm like, kind of like the way the gray looks. And it's kind of weird because usually when you're warm tone and you use grays, I don't love the way they look. I almost feel like they look better on cool tone skin girls. But for some reason, these gray tones, I don't mind. And I'm thinking that I may be on board with a big gray toned brown, a big gray toned black and silver metallic palette, which honestly, I probably would have said a I actually probably would have said a midi version of Xenon would not have excited me unless she would have mixed browns into it, which I will be honest, I wish. If this alleged palette is true, okay, because of course we all know that there is always chances that these are not real and this is not coming out, because even though internet detectives do this work for me and they send me all of this information, sometimes, you know, it doesn't mean that it's really going to come out. Maybe they didn't like the way it looked. I almost feel like there was a time, there was a time there that we had to wait for this palette to come out for quite a while, that I think a lot of people thought that it wasn't even going to come out. But what I wish from the image that I saw, this looks like very grayish silver. I wish that it would have been like grayish silver with browns in it, which I know that the cool tones and the warm tones probably would have looked a little bit weird together, but maybe more cool tone browns in with that silver gray look. I think I probably would have liked better for smoking, but anyways, I'm not the makeup artist here. Like, Natasha Denona knows what she's doing. I'm sure there's a reason why it's put together this way, but I will say that I really do wish that there was some browns in there, because I like doing my smoky eyes with brown rather than only grays. But it does seem like it's a very grayish tone palette from what I see in the imagery. And actually, it's funny because not that long ago, somebody actually had said on one of my comments, they were like, I don't understand a whole gray palette. And I was thinking like, where was there a gray palette? Like, I don't remember a whole gray palette besides Xenon. Well, I'm assuming maybe they had seen the sneak peeks of that palette that's coming out, the alleged MIDI Xenon. Maybe they already had seen it and I hadn't seen it, but this is the first time I saw it. And what I saw was something that looks very interesting, very intergalactic. I'm thinking like space and very smoky. Like I can already imagine like all of like the, you know, like the Instagram, very smoky eyes. Actually, wouldn't it be cool if this came out right around Halloween? It would be so great to use this for like Halloween looks. That would be a really cool palette to release right around Halloween. I think it would be too soon, but it could be very useful because if you're going to be doing like even like vampire-y eyes or seductress eyes, everybody likes to look like very sexy on Halloween. Like I think it's like a thing, right? Like older people, like we do like the sexy looks for Halloween. So even though like I'll tell you a story, my best friend always wanted to be a Happy Meal. So like I guess like some people like to do like the sexy looks and then some people like to do like the really funny things, which I actually regret never being a Happy Meal. I really wanted to be the French fry. But anyways, so I think that this could be a really cool palette. I love smoky eyes. I mean, I'm like the person that wants to be a vampire every Halloween, but not like an ugly vampire, like the really dramatic, smoky-eyed with the big red lip vampire. Like I love smoky eyes. I think I may have been gothic in my past life or something because I love smoky eyes so much. But yeah, so I think that this is really, really cool. I'm excited for it. I don't know what you guys are going to think of this. This is not going to be the I need a nude kind of hit. I think that this is going to be one that not everybody's going to buy. This is the palette that I think everybody and their mother was so excited for. That's why it sold out at Sephora. I think it's very universal. I think it's very easy. It is basically an everyday at and night palette. Like I've used this, like literally this is in my makeup case and I use it all the time. And I've said this before, Natasha Denona comes out with beautiful palettes, but none of them really become like my every single day. Like I will reach into a few colors. Sometimes I'll use it on a daily basis, but I switch them up. I've never had a palette from her besides the Glam, but even though the Glam too, sometimes on an everyday basis, got a little hard. I've never had a palette from her that I literally want every single day of my life, and this one is that. So I know this isn't about that palette, but that is what that palette is. It's like that everyday, everybody might want to have palette. I think this alleged palette is not going to be that. This is going to be a selective palette. Some people are going to love the idea of a really smoky, dark, grungy palette. Some people are going to be like, yeah, I never do that. Like I don't use silvers. I don't understand the point of it. Like I totally get it. And I even think with this little mini, not everybody was like on board with it. Now I hope that the blacks in this new palette are like really, really good and maybe even thicker or creamier so that we could really do like grungy, smoky eyes. That would be really neat. But I do think it's gonna have really cool metallics. That's what I'm guessing, like color shifting from black to like blue, like cool looks like that, and maybe like silver grays that turn pink. And I think we're gonna see like intergalactic looking fun metallic toppers, which could be really, really cool. But like I said, this is probably not going to be for everybody, but it's definitely a really cool palette. I am obviously going to pick it up, and when it is announced by the brand, if it is true, which we still don't know, it might not be true, but if it is true and it's announced by the brand, then I will do a Make Up Your Mind and I'm going to search for it in my collection. I know I haven't been doing Make Up Your Minds lately, but I will be honest, I don't think there's anything really releasing. Like, have you seen like eyeshadow palettes like being like talked about that much? That many like interesting releases or like, I don't know, publicizing them too much earlier than they come out? I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I haven't noticed. Maybe it's been an off year. I literally had my AC broken last week. This week, my refrigerator just broke. Like literally everything in my refrigerator is room temperature. So I'm gonna have to dump like all the groceries I did yesterday, which has me so annoyed. The only thing that's working is my freezer. So yeah, now I have a broken refrigerator. I just got a new AC last week. I'm like, what is going on here? Are we in Mercury retrograde again? Because there's a lot of weird shit that keeps happening lately. I wanted to unretrograde. But anyways, I want to know from you guys down below, are you excited for an alleged midi Xenon? Let me know. And also, have you heard of anything else that could be in the pipeline? I really thought foundation was coming out, but what happened? What happened to the complexion? I really thought complexion was coming out. Maybe it's gonna come out in January. But anywho, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.